Hello everybody who's signed up for the Y2W BQ's end-to-end event on the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail that's being held this July in partnership with the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail Users Association. This is just a basic rider briefing for you to watch before you arrive at the event. We will do one each day as well, but some of the basics are going to come through here. So I want to say thank you to the BVRT Users Association for all their time put into this event, but also the Queensland Government for supporting the event. Plus we have a few event-specific sponsors such as Pipe-Proof Helmets, Ground Effect Cycle Clothing, and the Rail Trail Refuge in Linville. They're all helping out in some way. And we're also going to have Pedal In Bicycle Garage with Nick on the tools at each campsite too to help keep you running. So I've already put a pack list together, which is worth going over, remembering this is a camping event, so there's a few items that you really have to bring with you, like a sleeping bag and a tent. So that's got the essentials that you really need to bring. And I've also gone over what bike you should take. Now you can ride the BVRT on a whole lot of bikes, but I've made some suggestions about what some people might find more comfortable. Probably a lot of the important details. We are departing in buses and trucks from Ipswich Grammar's sports grounds. So you need to be there between 7 and 8 a.m. on July the 4th. We've got all those details in the rider document that you will have been emailed if you've signed up. But we hope to see you there so we can get you loaded and head up north and get riding. We will be arriving in ways or on buses at Yarraman, so you will have some time to spend there. We'll be unloading at the Yarraman Heritage Centre, and they're going to have some coffee and cake, so you can buy a snack before you get going with a rollout from 11:30 from Yarraman Station Park. So again, all the details will be in your rider document, but that's what you can expect. In terms of when we're riding the trail, there's a few things that we need to make sure that everyone's across so the whole event can go smoothly. Firstly, follow the signs. The BVRT is a really well signposted route. So basically, you're heading from Yarraman towards Wulkuraka. If you're going off on a side road, you're probably going wrong. So there are signs along the whole way. There are also signs around some of the hazards. There are lots of small hazards the whole way. Sometimes it's crossing a major road like a Brisbane Valley Highway, and there will be big red signs telling you are crossing 100 kilometres an hour road. So yes, you're on an event. That means a lot of things are organised, but that doesn't mean that there's going to be stoplights for the traffic. You need to dismount your bike and look. There are a lot of gullies in the northern end of the route as well. So these are places where the rail bridges are gone and it's a steeper gully with a steeper entry and exit and possibly a bend at the bottom. These are signposts. There'll be signs saying whether it's steep or whether it's more hazardous. What you should be doing at these points is looking at your surroundings, judging whether your skills and abilities match what's in front of you, and if you need to, dismounting and walking. If you've ridden the rail trail before, you'll know what these are like. They're not overly difficult, but they may catch you off guard. There's a few other things that you need to be aware of as well. If you rode the rail trail, say 5 years ago, you're probably used to getting like gate arm from opening all the gates. I don't think there's any gates that you need to open anymore. Instead, there are small cattle grids which are open, so you can ride through next to the gates. Those cattle grids in the morning can be pretty slippery if there's some dew on them, especially because you're riding in straight and curve around them. So do wash your speed off. It's signposted. You'll see them ahead of you, but just being mindful that there are some minor hazards on the trail that could still catch you out if you're riding blind. The rail trail also cuts through, as the rail corridor did, a lot of private property. So it should be obvious some of the things we do to be courteous. One is minimise noise if you're close to some residents' houses because we will be starting in the mornings. Another thing is obviously packing out anything that you pack in. So any rubbish from any stacks you're having, make sure you're putting that back in your pocket to go put in a bin at the campsite. In terms of eating and drinking, we're providing some pretty hearty breakfasts and dinners, but because you pass through so many great towns, we really encourage you to take some cash, take your EFTPOS or credit card and buy some food in the small towns that you pass through. It's also a great time to top up on water. It's important that you stay hydrated. We're doing this in winter, so it's not going to be boiling hot, but you will be out on the bike, and it's important for your own good to stay hydrated. So probably take 1 to 2 bottles. You might want to take a hydration system instead. There's plenty of places to fill up, but just make sure you do and make sure you are drinking. While most gates have got places to go around them, if for some reason any gate is closed, just open it if you need to and close it again afterwards. It's unlikely that there will be any closed gate access but obviously in any rural area, leave gates as you find them. You're probably aware that the Brisbane Valley Rail Trail is a very popular rail trail, one of the most popular in Australia. So while we will be riding it for 3 days, going north to south, we won't be doing that on our own. We'll be crossing over a weekend, and it's a great time of year to ride the rail trail, so it's highly likely that you will find other rail trail users out. As a bike rider, you do need to yield to walkers and to horse riders, and especially horse riders, because it's a very dangerous situation for them if their horses are startled by bikes. So basically, I think the best practice is if you see another rail trail user, slow down, say good day, and so you've acknowledged that they're there, they'll acknowledge that you're there, and you guys are going to figure it out. But in general, bikes need to yield to walkers and horse riders. And there are dogs on the trail too, so most of them should be on a leash, but just watching out, make sure you're aware of the situation around you. In terms of being in touch with us, the organisers, or the ride marshals if anything goes wrong, what you might notice when you're riding the trail are the rail trail markers. They count down from 161 out the end down to number 1 when you're at Wulkuraka. If you kind of tick them off in your mind as you go past, if anything happens to you or you come across another rail trail event participant, at least you'll have an approximate idea where you are. Now, if you do get into trouble and you do need some help, you do need to call either one of our ride marshals or myself or our first aid crew. So all those phone numbers will be in the rider document, which will be in your email. So make sure you've got those numbers saved with our contact names in your phone ahead of the event. Day to day, there's a few key times we'll be working to in both Linville and in Esk. Breakfast is going to be from 6:30 to 7:30. So in Linville, that will be over the road at the Linville General Store, and in Esk, it'll be right next to the Somerset Civic Centre where we'll be staying. Obviously, once you're done breakfast, it's probably time to start getting packed up because we want to get your luggage into the trucks as soon as possible and hopefully get them on the road soon after 9 o'clock. I'll do a short rider briefing at 7:45 each day so people can ride out soon after that. And the trail officially opens each day at 8 a.m. But as you know, the trail is essentially open 24 hours a day. So if you want to go earlier, you can, but we will make sure we've got any signage prepped to be ready to go at 8 a.m. And if you beat the trucks there with all your camping kit, there might not be a campsite set up there if you take off too early. And when you get to each camp, so be it Linville or Esk, keep a lookout for a green BQ tent or ride reception. We'll tell you where your luggage is, we'll tell you where you can camp, where the toilets are, where the showers are, where to go for dinner, and where you can charge your phone or e-bike or whatever it is that's required. So I hope to see you bright and early at Wulkuraka on July the 4th from 7 a.m. Come over and grab your registration, get your rider tag, the tag for your bike, tag for your luggage, get on some buses, and we'll get this ride started. See you then.